thank you very much. If I can please bring up the previous presenters, and if you can please switch on your videos, that would be great so that we can put a face to our presenters. I would like to ask Sakshi, Gupta, and Lakshita. So I'm gonna add you to the video. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for all the wonderful presentations. Been really great presentation that we've heard from Sakshi Gupta from Oxford Brooks about Gambia nutrition guidelines. Lakshita from India on biotechnology for climate resilient crops, and of course Aminat Arowolo on multimodal AI for agricultural risk forecasting.
I think we lost you.
Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so my question is for Sakshi. I was saying that your project beautifully merges science and culture. So could you tell us how community voices, especially women and local food vendors, directly shape the final nutrition guidelines?
Yeah, yeah, it's very important for women because, they are the ones, who's preparing the food in the, in the house and, obviously, they have a major role in the nutrition kind of families, of, children as well. So I think they play a great role in shaping the nutrition, of everyone, involved.
Thank you very much. So I will move on to our next presenter, Lakshita. You talk about your ideas of crops wearing sensors like human health monitors is quite fascinating. So how soon do you think such predictive system could realistically reach small scale farmers?
So basically, I'm working on my project from 1 year, and first I made the health tech device, then I add some features related to agriculture. So crops can monitor same like soil health, moisture, and so basically environment data, soil health data, and stress detection can we can see in a more that project on a screen. So it is very easy for scientists and farmers to predict stronger crop varieties. So
Thank,
in future, basically in maybe 1 to 2 years, I can make this real out and can scale ahead. Yeah.
thank you. So my question goes to Aminat Arowolo. In your presentation, you found conflict to be the most powerful driver of agricultural risk, and how can data scientists like yourself collaborate with peace builders or even policymakers to address that intersection?
Okay, thank you very much. So, mentioning conflict data as the major driver of food security challenge. So, like I've mentioned earlier, our study used 1 to 2 months lead time. So this means that this multimodal AI system can be used to predict cases used to predict hotspot areas that needs this humanitarian aid in 1 to 2 months time ahead. So this multimodal AI system can be used in collaboration with humanitarian aid by running this database 1 to 2 months prior to the time, then the results can be sent to them, which they can make use of to send humanitarian aid to these places or have them on standby so that famine will not occur in these areas.
Thank you. So I'll go. Yes. Yeah, so, no, go ahead, please. Sorry, finish your thoughts.
Yeah, I was just saying that in time of crisis, like this would predict these hotspot areas that will help the humanitarian to send aid. Yeah.
Thank you. And then building on policy, I'm going to go back to Sakshi. I was going to ask that, what's your plan for ensuring that those guidelines move from paper to policy? For instance, maybe integrating into school meals or national nutrition programs. Are there any other follow-up plans?
Yeah, we
For
still
that?
have organized a follow-up meetings with the stakeholders for dissemination of the guidelines that we have co-created. We created the website so that it was easily disseminated. The guidelines were, we were able to easily disseminate, and they were just not a piece of report, that was just, kept, as a pile of papers. And we are, like we are going into different conferences. Like I spoke at this symposium today as well, just for dissemination of the project, and we are kind of participating in various conferences and, speaking to different stakeholders as well, who can kind of put this into practice in the Gambia. So yeah, that's how.
Thank you. Very, very important to do a follow-up, and I think you're doing a wonderful job with the project itself. Was well executed project. I'm gonna I'm going to move to Lakshita. So Lakshita, if you're given a chance to pilot this idea, the LTech inspired technology for climate resilient project in Africa, which crop would you start with and why?
So I will start with the millet crop. Because of the nutrition and vitamins, and it would be great to start with millet crops so we can scale ahead because it's easy to test on them basically. So we'll start with that.
Thank you. And also I'm going back to Aminat. AI frameworks often struggle with data scarcity, especially in regions like Nigeria where there's no access to valuable data. What creative strategies do you use to fill data gaps or validate your model in regions with limited records or limited data?
Thank you very much. So, in the case where this work actually we use data sets from sources, from 3 data sources. We use the satellite data from FAPAR, raster, anomaly rasters. So this is like the standard place to get satellite data sets in this case of model. So would our work would depend on the data we get from these sources.
Yeah, I
And we
understand that.
also use
So that the
we
question is
also
like,
use
sorry, the question is like when you have like data scarcity, what do you do?
we have to we have to work closely with them to ensure that we get the data we need, because the data is actually the basis of the predictions. Without scarcity or without these data sets, we have to work together with them to get these sources that we need, because the data is actually the background of this prediction.
Yeah. So and just follow up on that. If you're still going back to your Aminat, if you're given $1 million to scale up this project, which part of the system is it? Data collection, is it model refinement, or community outreach? Which part of the system would you prioritize and why?
Would prioritize the multimodal, combining this effect of the multimodal, because previous works I've worked using one data source, and if the objective of our work is to combine this data source, not just looking at the vegetative stress. We looked at the satellite data. We looked at the conflict, which is the major driver. And if we would like to focus on the one data set, we would like to focus on the conflict data because that is actually the driver. According to the result of our work, is actually the driver of these hotspots, agricultural risk hotspots in these areas. So if we can focus on the conflict data to get our results, we would like to focus on that. But our the innovative part of our study is combining these three data sources to get precise predictions, yes, to get precise predictions of this agricultural risk. That is combining three data sources. But if we were to focus on one, since this study has shown us that the conflict data is the major driver, then if we can focus on that first to have that to contribute to that, maybe to contribute to the reduction to a particular extent, we would like to firstly focus on that. But our objective is to combine these three effects to have a more precise prediction.
Thank you. And I'm going to go back to Sakshi. If this model, your model, were to be replicated in other West African countries, what key elements of the co-creation process must never be lost?
I think the stakeholder engagement,
Okay.
it's very vital because it's not just, it's like co-creating the guidelines. It's not just something, because that makes it more culturally relevant. Because, if you're just like sitting in the UK, I'm just designing something for Africa, by myself, it's not going to be very relevant until I have people, for whom it really matters the most. If they are involved with it, I think it's going to, and it'll be easily taken up as well, with the population. If it's co-created with the stakeholders, or maybe more focus groups, more interviews, those sort of things would really be beneficial. Yeah.
I like that. I like that the people's voice and that indigenous and then getting everybody involved.
It's more culturally relevant in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it keeps the originality of everything and makes it more towards the community which it's meant to serve.
Yes.
So that's very good.
Yeah.
So somebody from the audience is saying that well, when you have data scarcity, you can simply work with, that's to Aminat, to say you can simply work with local experts to get historical data or that you can draw your analysis. And then the person follow up with a question to say, I would like to know from Aminat, can her model be able to provide context-specific information to farmers based on the crops they produce and the specific locations where they are situated?
Thank you very much. Yes, from our model, the model should be able to provide context-specific information, but according to this study, our major focus was sub-Saharan Africa, including Nigeria. So since we can be able to streamline this data to give us specific information to farmers. Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you all. And each of you has shown that innovation can take many forms, from nutrition empathy to biotechnological foresight and digital intelligence. So this question goes out to the three of you. If you had to collaborate together on a single project, connecting your three areas, so nutrition empathy, biotechnological foresight, and digital intelligence, or three areas in terms of nutrition, biotechnology, and AI, what would that look like? So Sakshi, if you're going to collaborate with the two of them on the projects, what kind of projects do you think you can embark on?
I think the health technology that Lakshita is doing, I think I'm very inspired with that. And, she mentioned about, applying it to crops like millet, which is very popularly kind of consumed in the Gambia. So definitely, I think I'll go with that one for now. But definitely AI has great scope as well, so we shouldn't, underestimate that as well. So definitely. Yeah.
Thank you. Over to you, Lakshita.
So I would like to collaborate with, yeah, both of them. They have such an amazing innovation ideas, and we can turn out in like if we combine these three projects, then we will get something which is very futuristic and can help in agriculture sectors very well. So that would be great.
Aminat, your turn.
Yes, that would be fantastic. I think combining efforts would go to a very great length. Yeah, I think I am very much open to collaboration. So yeah, I would be very much delighted to collaborate. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, Sakshi, Lakshita, and Amina. What each of you have shared today reminds us that the future of food security will not be built by science alone, but by science with soul, that connects the community. And from Sakshi, Gupta's inspiring work in co-creating sustainable nutrition guidelines for the Gambia, we're reminded that inclusion in listening to women, to vendors, and to community is the first ingredient of sustainability. And from Lakshita Health Tech, inspired biotechnology for climate resilient crops, we see how imagination can turn data to life, teaching us that the field and the lab are not separate worlds, but partners in resilience. And from Aminat Arowolo's groundbreaking use of multimodal AI to forecast agricultural risk hotspots, we learn that technology can be a tool of empathy, predicting not just droughts or diseases, but protecting lives and livelihoods. And together, your work tells a single story that innovation is the most powerful when it listens, when it includes, and when it's uplifts. And I hope that, as researchers, may you continue to, blend precisions with compassion, because now that's the soul of science, and technology with humanity, and of course, knowledge with justice. Because in doing so, you're not just feeding the world, you're also nourishing its hope. So I thank you so much for the wonderful presentations, and we hope that if you can share like your maybe LinkedIn pages so that other participants can connect, or email, if you will, connect with you, and maybe potential for collaborative work in the future. So thank you so much, guys, for joining, and I wish you all the best with your various researches.
Thank you. Thank you, Dinky. I think you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.